the college football experience and college basketball experience pregame show on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today, people. We're also brought to you by SGPN's ultimate New Year's Eve party. Hop on a Sports Gambling Podcast YouTube channel for a truly DJing afternoon, complete with drafts, drinks, pick'ems, prizes, live sweats, and much, much more. The fun starts at 12:30 Pacific time, New Year's Eve. So check it out. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
Hey, this is John Sally. You listen to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football and college basketball experience pregame show. Loaded Saturday card in college hoops, and some of those football games with third string quarterbacks playing. We'll talk all about it. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
Nobody knows nothing.
Somebody knows. Double the price. But no one touches Dundee.
Oh, the college basketball slate's kind of beautiful today. Now, football slate, there's some opportunity perhaps. We'll talk all about it. And I know this guy's going to be disappointed in one lock that I have. Folks, hop on over youtube.com/the college experience. Subscribe, tell a friend. I am joined by my co-host on all of these Saturday morning shows. I feel like 3 years now, maybe 3 years. Have we been doing this?
It's been a while, man. It's been a while.
There we go. Well, happy early New Year's to you, and hopefully you had a wonderful Christmas. Give it up for the host of the NBA Gambling Podcast and the WNBA Gambling Podcast. You can hear him sometimes. Sports Gambling Podcast, NFL Gambling Podcast. Yes, anywhere he lays his hat is his home. Give it up for Terrell Furman Jr. How you doing, man?
What's going on, buddy? Man, I'm good. I'm living. I'm here. We made it through another holiday season. Let's on to 2024, and I mean, it's college basketball and meaningless football. Who could want more?
Yeah, I got someone that said, "Look, I love our fans, so I'm not complaining about the DM. In a way, I am, I guess. But someone DM me is like, told you Missouri was going to beat Ohio State, fucking idiot." And I go, I got no idea, dude. I thought Ohio State would be able to pass the ball better, but it's like I did not have a strong opinion of that game.
Ohio State really isn't like anything without some big marquee players. Like Ryan Day really can't coach that team up unless he has a Marvin Harrison Jr., a CJ Stroud, Dwayne Haskins. We could go all the way back, Chris Olave. Yeah. Like he's got to have those guys for this team to be good. And he didn't have those guys in that bowl game. That's for sure.
Yeah. And Kyle Honda McCord, he transferred out to Syracuse because the fans pissed him off. I don't even know if that's Ryan Day's fault. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it makes these games incredibly hard to handicap because I thought they'd be able to move the ball a little bit better, but it's like, this was like, what is it? 3-0 at halftime. I would have never guessed
for like majority of the game.
That's what I'm saying. I would have never guessed that would have been the way the game went. Mm-hmm. Like even if I had Ohio State winning, I thought it would be like 31-28 or something. So clearly, the bowl games can be a struggle. But we do have 4 today, and actually I have one that I love today.
Okay.
There are some. This is going to sound arrogant, I think, but I feel like I've been kicking ass in the bowl games at the ones I love. Now there's only like 5 or 6 of those, but like my point, like some of the ones I loved was Air Force against JMU. We knew the Service Academy would play. All of JMU's team is gone. There's a few out there that I love, and one of them I'm just going to open right up with. Craig Bowl is coaching his final game at Wyoming. He retired, or he's retiring. Giving the head coaching position, I believe, to the defensive coordinator. This game's in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. They're taking on Toledo. Toledo's star quarterback DeQuan Finn, who is a baller, is now Baylor's starting quarterback. They're the MAC offensive player of the year. Their running back Penny Boone. Wait, is it Penny Boone? Wait, why do I feel like Penny Boone's? Hang on, let me just make sure I'm accurate on that. Is it Penny Boone or am I fucking this up? No, it is Penny Boone. Okay. He had over 1,400 yards rushing. He is in the portal as well, and one of their starting offensive linemen. That's just too much for me. I know Toledo's 11-2. I know they have good culture. They've won for a lot of years there, but it's too much for me. And what I know is Wyoming's final game. I'm all over Wyoming -4 in the Pacific time zone. I think could be an advantage for them too. So I am locking that thing up. Now you're gonna have to watch that on like Barstool YouTube or some shit like that.
Yeah.
What do you think about that game?
No, I like the handicap and the thought with this Toledo team. They were really, really good all year. And so I'm really looking forward to see this Wyoming, how they stack up with this Wyoming team, who kind of been a little up and down. And we really didn't get a good view of them for majority of the season because they were playing with second string, third string quarterbacks, partial of the time and dealing with injury to the quarterback position. So I think this Wyoming team actually has everything, like nothing to lose. Like there's nothing to lose, everything to gain, and you're going out here just absolutely balling in which is a last chance to play for this head coach. A lot of these guys on this roster are more people that have been here on the roster, so they have an attachment to this coach. They want to get up for this coach for this last game. I'm with you on Wyoming here.
Yeah, lock it up. And the chat is asking about opt-outs or portal. I believe Wyoming has one cornerback, Colby Taylor. So that is one, but that's all I have report wise there. So I still think it's a great spot for the Cowboys. Other college football games going on. I have no idea. I would love to know why this line is dropped overnight. Auburn is only laying 4.5. This was a 7-point spread last night. And really, when I did the Bull show a couple days ago, Patty C and NC Nick, I thought this line should be 12 because Maryland's entire team is out. I thought it stunk so bad that I took Maryland.
Yeah.
so like quarterback Tagliavoa, he's out, and their backup situation is really bad at Maryland. If even Benedict Dantold, who's a diehard Maryland fan, is like, dude, the backup quarterback situation is awful. They're starting cornerback Tarheeb Still, who led the team in picks. He's out. Their tight end Corey Dykes, he's pretty good. Second on the team in receptions. He's out. Linebacker Jashawn Barham, who is a pretty good linebacker for them. He is also out. You know why I think? Okay, I'm getting some information. I just Googled this. Okay, we got 3 players that have opted out for Auburn. See, they didn't tell you this information until last night. Out? Yeah, defensive tackle Marcus Harris, who led the team in sacks. Both their corners, DJ James and Nehemiah Pritchett. Okay, well I'm still
higher on that Auburn defense, even second and third strings against Maryland and whatever they're about to throw out at quarterback. I think it's already a difference in talent and a talent gap already, even with the second and third strings. Now, I mean, if I'm taking a second string Maryland quarterback or I'm taking a second string Auburn defense, I'll take the second string Auburn defense. This is really, I don't know why the line dropped. I probably would have kept it where it was at.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was all like when the bowl games first opened up, like, because I want to say on Thursday's show, Auburn was laying 7.5. Right, so it dropped 3 points on this news, I took Maryland on that show at 7.5 because it didn't make sense for me. I think I said like, hey, the line should be 12 or 13. I didn't know those players were out, but now they're out. I think 7.5. You probably should have stayed with then with those guys out. So I know I took Maryland plus 7.5 on the other show. Where's my theme music? Give me that Benedict theme music.
Yeah, I can't get behind Loxley under a touchdown against Auburn. I can't get behind Loxley. I think Auburn's better than that.
I'm with you.
Actually, I think I'm going to bet this.
There we go. Terrell Furman.
I think I'm going to bet this.
Laying the 4.5 with the Auburn Tigers. You strip club freeze. Getting it done.
If Loxley kills me, then I'll take it. I'll take it if Loxley kills me. But I really don't trust Loxley in a spot like this, getting under a touchdown. I really don't.
Yeah. Ole Miss, Penn State, Peach Bowl. This line's gone up. This was 4.5 or 4. Penn State's laying 5.5. Both coaches, both know the spreads of all their games.
100%. 100%. Both coaches 100% know the spread.
That's why I want to watch this game. Obviously, Penn State has a ton of opt outs. Chop Robinson, their star defensive end, going to the NFL draft. Their left tackle, who might be a top 5 pick, Olu Fushanu. Their star tight end Theo Johnson, who is second on the team in touchdowns. Cornerback Johnny Dixon, who is a pretty good corner. I think Kalen King is out too, their other corner. So, and then Spencer Sanders is academically ineligible. How the fuck is that even possible?
I don't know, bro.
He's in like his 7th year. I don't like. Is that actual?
That was really Ole Miss best chance. Like if Spencer Sanders was going to play at backup quarterback, that was probably their best chance.
So what is Dart? Is Dart playing then? What the fuck is happening then? I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't. Why would? I mean,
because I'm thinking that is that why the line moved?
Is Dart playing? That's really the question. Is Dart playing? I just assumed Dart. I assumed Dart wasn't playing. Everybody else opts out.
Well, that's the only thing I can deduce from the line going up would be Spencer Sanders is supposed to start, and he is not. Why would the line jump up overnight? I don't know, but I guess maybe just someone bet on Penn State with a shit ton of money.
There. It says he's in the QB1 is in the building. So
okay,
and he is.
Okay.
I mean, I guess since he's coming back and he's for his senior season, he's going to play.
Shout out to Channing in the chat. Colby been on fire at these bowl games.
I guess I'll take Ole Miss.
I'm actually going to take Penn State, but I don't feel good about it.
I don't feel good about it either.
Yeah, I don't feel good about this game.
No, I'll just take the points. Like, just give me the points, and hopefully it's a 3-point win by Penn State or something like that. But
Clark in the chat says, "How can you bet on these bowl games?"
Yeah, I have no idea. I actually haven't bet like many bowl games this season. I think I got down on the Air Force win. I rode with the team on the Air Force win, and I really didn't. I really haven't bet many of these. I've looked at them and I watched them. I haven't bet many of them. It's terrible. How do you know who's playing? Like,
yeah, I got so lucky on UTSA because they told us Frank Harris was playing. Mm-hmm. I even questioned it on the show. I said, "Why would he play? He could be in the NFL." I mean. I was like, okay, I know he's not a 1st round projection, but I was like, if Sam Hartman's opting out and he's like a 7th round projection, it's like, why wouldn't Frank Harris opt out? But then I'm like, they say he's playing. I'm going to load up on UTSA. Now, luckily I covered. They were down big.
Yeah.
But that shows how annoying betting on these bowl games are. The information we got, and he even warmed up. Fucking assholes. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, what are they doing?
Hey man, why you go, you turn the car on, you let the car heat up, and then you just leave the car in the garage. You're
just a true dickhead move to every gambler out there. It's like, we got Frank Harris.
That's literally how you kill yourself. That's actually how you kill yourself. You just start the nice car up and leave it in the garage and don't open any doors or windows. Just sit there with the car. Like that's exactly what they did.
Final bowl game here. This one, you want to talk about shitty bowl games. Georgia and Florida State. Florida State's entire team. And we'll get to college hoops in a second here. But so Florida State, if I can do a quick rundown, which I don't even know if that's possible. All right. So here's the situation for Florida State. Their top 3 quarterbacks have hit the portal, right?
Okay.
Their third stringer, who played in the AC Championship, and with all due respect, he's a freshman, but he played terrible. He is going to start, but he's in the portal. I never liked that. Running back Trey Benson led the team in touchdowns, 14 touchdowns. He is opting out. Both their star wide receivers, Keon Coleman, who might be the best receiver in the nation, opting out. Tight end Jaheim Bell, who's a stud, opting out.
From South Carolina.
Yeah. Their top 2 defensive linemen opting out. Obviously, Jared Verse, the big one there, led the team in sacks. Both starting corners opting out, and Renardo Green, who led the team in passes defended, and Jerrion Jones, who led the team in interceptions. Also, safety Akeem Dent opting out. Their starting linebacker, with the most tackles, has transferred to Colorado. Also, offensive tackle Bless Harris hit the portal. I got no fucking idea. And anyone that's going to use this in a fucking argument against why they shouldn't get in is it's just stupid. You know what I mean? Like this is like, I don't even know what to call. Like, why even play the game? If you're Florida State, I know you need the money because you're suing the ACC and you need every dollar you can get.
Yeah.
But this is like watching your third string team. You know what I mean? Play Georgia. Now Georgia does have Brock Bowers who opted out, as we expected, and they did lose one of their starting linebackers to Kentucky, Jamon Dumas Johnson. But the spread is 21. Look what we've done to bowl season. This game is useless, man. I got no fucking idea. Give me, yeah.
I think there's only 2 opt-outs for Georgia.
Yeah.
I think it's Brock Bowers and, like you said, Brock Bowers and Amaris Mims. So I don't know. I don't think they're playing, but it's 20. I mean,
21.
I really want to say Florida State. I really want to say Florida State. I don't know if I can.
I don't think I can with that. The way he played against Louisville's defense. And he's in the portal. Like, when you're in the portal, how much are you focusing on the game in front of you?
So the thing that I will actually use in his defense and in Florida State's defense is the fact that this is his opportunity for a new job somewhere else. He's auditioning for a job somewhere else. That's the only reason I can think of that he's playing in this game. You hopped in the portal when you didn't play. Yeah, you hopped in the portal, and the last game that anybody has on tape of you is that ACC championship, and that's some pretty bad tape. So regardless, you won the game, it's some pretty bad tape. So I think he is actually going out there to try to earn him a job somewhere else and put something on tape to show other people. But the amount of
I would not want, look, I commend that. Like, I mean, I wouldn't have hit the portal. I wouldn't have announced it until after the fact, but I commend the fact then that you want to go and prove against Georgia. I do think life's about chances. You never know if you'll ever get the fucking chance to play Georgia ever again. That's why, like, I understand if you're a first or second round projection. I really do. But if you're like Sam Hartman sitting out and you're like projected to be a 6th or 7th rounder, get the fuck out of here.
You might as well play.
Yeah,
you might as well play. Put something on tape. Put something on tape, man.
And they should do tie-ins. If you're going to get NIL, because he was reported to get over $1 million, they should write that shit into the contract. You got to play the bowl game.
Play in the bowl game.
Yeah, you got to play the bowl game.
Represent my brand in the bowl game.
Yeah, they got to fix that. I can't take. I don't know. Like, I want to say take Florida State. I'm not betting that fucking game. You couldn't convince. If anything,
think about it. Without those 20 players, where would Florida State rank in the SEC?
They beat LSU, so I mean, I'd say somewhere.
But I mean, that's with the 20 players. Like, take away 20 of the best players. Is this team Vanderbilt bad?
Oh, you're asking me with the 20 players out? No.
Yeah. Is this team Vanderbilt bad?
Maybe, probably. I mean, maybe the defense is better than Vandy's.
So slightly better than Vanderbilt?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. I think I don't know. Vanderbilt lost by 17 to Georgia this year. I don't know.
that's a good
We
point.
might have to take Florida. 21 is a lot for this Georgia. Is this Georgia team 21 good? I mean, they beaten some good teams by.
I
over
just feel
21.
like that third string quarterback is so fucking bad. How are they going to get a first down? And you don't even like in the Louisville game, Terrell. He had Keon Coleman and Jaheim Bell and all these other players.
All right, Georgia minus 21.
Yeah, I think you got to. I think you got to lay the 21. Here's this. If you're gonna bet
I
this
agree,
game,
Kason. Don't watch this game. Don't
Yeah.
watch this game. Don't
Don't
let them.
watch this
Don't
game.
give them. Do not give them the views. Let them know that we're not supporting this game.
And if you are hell bent on betting this, in my opinion, just bet the under because I could see Georgia winning 31-0, 28-0. It's the total's 45.5. I don't think Florida State, they might score a touchdown, garbage time, but I don't think they're getting more than 7. So there's that. All right. Now let's hop on over and talk college hoops. All right. Unless you want to talk about the 4-team invitational. If you have any plays on the invitational.
Nah. I haven't really felt good about the invitational, to be honest. I guess I don't like anything Texas, so I'm taking Washington +4. I hate Texas.
I love that Washington play. I was talking about this.
I think they're gonna win.
So Texas has played 7 backup quarterbacks this year. They're 89th in pass defense in America. Now I know I've been spewing this all week. So people say, well, Washington's pass defense is worse. Yes and no. Yes, from a statistical standpoint, but
no, because the level of the quarterbacks they played were way better than Texas.
Yes. You faced Bo Nix twice, Caleb Williams, Cam Ward, Noah Fafita. You know, you can go on and on and on about the great quarterback play they've faced. It is not comparable. Texas got 7 backup quarterbacks, and they've been scorched by Donovan Smith and Dylan Gabriel. So I think Michael Penix, there's a clear advantage there. And then what I love is Kalen DeBauer with a month of prep, because I think he's going to be able to dial up some stuff. And I expect the turnover battle is key to me. I think Quinn Ewers.
What's the betting split on this game? Let me see.
I think Quinn Ewers is much more likely to even in the OK State game where he played great. He threw a pick. He's turned the ball over a lot over his past 2 years of starting. Now he's getting better. Also, he's never been in a spotlight this big. Penix being in like his 50th year of college football, huge advantage for Washington. I like the Huskies here, and I think they feel disrespected. They should have got the game in LA. They should have got the game in LA by making them go to New Orleans, I think, and making them a dog. But if you're building a blueprint for how Texas wins this game, I think Texas has to run the ball. I do think they'll have success running the ball with CJ Baxter, but I also think Washington will dictate the tone of the game. I think Texas is going to want to, but I think Washington will. I'm all over Washington here, and I'm riding it on the money line. You?
Yeah, I'm with you. Washington on the money line. I feel way better about this game than the other one.
Yeah, I do too. The other one, I don't have a strong. I went Michigan, but I don't feel great about that play.
I changed. I flip flop. Maybe you probably, if we had a conversation, you probably talked me back to the Michigan side. I flip flop the entire way on this game. I really don't know which way I'm going. Yeah, I'm kind of on Alabama right now, but I could easily get switched back over to Michigan. The right thing, and I'm switching over.
The thing that I basically decided on was third time's the charm. They've lost the first round past 2 years. But
this is a buzzsaw. They are running into a buzzsaw. This Alabama team is playing their best ball right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're playing good, and I could totally see Alabama winning this game. Like I said, I don't feel. I'm going to bet it because it's one of the only games on New Year's. The college basketball slate's weak, so. But I don't feel great.
Bill O'Brien telling what's
Jalen Milroe?
Yeah. Jalen Milroe that he shouldn't be a quarterback at all.
It's fucking ridiculous. First off,
you're pretty insane.
Who the fuck
thinking
are
about
you,
what
Bill O'Brien?
Like that's really, really insane. Like I don't know. Thinking about the season he had, and I'm like, he wasn't the best quarterback, but man, he was 100% a quarterback. I don't know how you
Well,
came to that realization.
and to me, it's like, dude, your job is an offense coordinator. All right, like, I mean, maybe I'm being naive here, but I'm saying like they recruited him as a quarterback, right? He was the backup quarterback. He started a game under at Arkansas, if memory serves me correct, with O'Brien. They won that game. So shut the fuck up. Your job is to coach him for that. Why are you trying to have him switch positions? I don't know. Like, yeah, I people are stupid. You know what I mean? Like Jalen Milroe, he might not be your drop back fucking Spencer Rattler type quarterback, but he's a hell of an athlete. I love the way he plays the game. He plays hard to me. And yes,
I just want to know. I want to know who the other backup quarterback was on the roster that he thought should be a better quarterback than Jalen Milroe, because anything else Alabama has is really, really bad. Like really bad at quarterback.
And dude, if anything, like I know the conversation like at SGPN studio, me and Patty C, I was like, dude, he's nasty. Like he's different. He's hard to game plan for. You know, like if you're talking pro potential, I understand he's got to work on his game, but he also has time. He's back next year. But he is just a pain in the ass to game plan for, because he can break off like a 50-yard run at any fucking time. I don't understand. Like that's why Bill O'Brien's a fucking clown. Where the fuck he's back in the NFL though somehow. So he's probably telling that information to some other fucking quarterback and ruining his career. Anyway, let's hop on over and talk college hoops, man, because the slate is fantastic. I have a shit ton of bets already placed, and one of them is on your boys. Oh yeah, one of them is on your boys, buddy.
Which one?
North Carolina A&T, 20 and a half points against George Mason. Am I a fool? Mac thought I might have been a fool.
You took the points?
I took the points. I bet it, dude. They've turned a corner a little bit. They won at.
They have. And you know what? It was a corner. They have turned the corner.
I just think Mason wins by 17, 16, 20 and a half.
Yeah.
Come on, Aggies.
I think the concern for me is just making sure that this offense gets clicking on the road very, very early. Like if you get to a point where you have what's my boy name? Glasper, and he's not hitting. Like he had 30 in that game against Coastal Carolina. If he's not connecting, then it's going to be a long day, like a very, very long day offensively, because he's going to be very inefficient. He's not going to stop shooting. That's the thing against him. He's never going to stop shooting. They're not going to let him. He has the ultimate green light. If he's cold, shoot out of it. If he's hot, keep going. So I think that's really the thing. It's really going to depend on him. If he's able to get going against George Mason early, then I think it'll be all right. Yeah,
and I know Clark. Shout out to Clark and Daryl. Both those I'm very familiar with their work. But Clark, who I believe is Clark, are you DC, Virginia, or Maryland? I always forget. I know you're a Georgetown Hoya fan. Mason.
Shout out to the Hoyas.
Yes, and look, Mason went out and hired Tony Skinn, which I'm a big fan. I love the way he played point. He was on that Final Four team for Mason, and I really have been impressed by Mason this year. But I just feel like they're like a scrappy defensive team. They do have some good players. 20 and a half points. I don't know. He said he DC, but lives in Maryland. There we go. So he grew up in DC.
I don't know. I think the defense is a lot. I think the defense is really the concern for me. And if that offense for A&T is going to be able to get going, like they scored 85 against Coastal, man, and that was a really big win. Like they were sitting on that win for a while. I would like to see my boys cover this. I guess I'll roll with you.
There we go. Some of the other games I'm on here. I took Syracuse. Now maybe I was brainwashed by Mac. Pitt is at Syracuse. I'm telling you, I watched that Syracuse Oregon game. Now that was a weird game because it was in South Dakota of all places. But Syracuse drilled Oregon by like 20 points. Adrian Autry, he took over for Jim Boeheim. Got rid of that zone defense. They're playing man to man. I kind of like what's happening there. So I'm laying the 1.5 at home against Pitt in the ACC opener. But and I did bet this, but I'm curious your take. You going with Jeff Capel and the Panthers on the road here?
I is the Syracuse defense legit? I think that's really the question for me.
I mean,
because you got to cover Blake Henson, you got Ishmael Leggett, like you got some guys that you.
And what they have? Has Pitt been on the road yet this year though?
That's a great question.
I think this is. Oh yeah,
they went to the backyard.
They went at Dub V, but Dub V didn't have their players because of the NCAA ruling. But yeah,
Pitt might actually be fool's gold.
Yeah, I think we buy into Syracuse, man. Buy into Syracuse. Let's go. Take the Orangeman. I bet Liberty to lose by more than 9.5 against Bama. I know it's played in Birmingham and people think that's neutral. That's not neutral. All of Alabama is fucking Alabama fans. If you have not been to Alabama, folks, hate to tell you, I mean, short of Auburn, even in Auburn, you'll find some Bama fans. Alabama's laying 9.5. They play. Look, I like this Liberty team, but I just think it's a bad matchup for them. Liberty likes to play incredibly slow. Alabama is the complete opposite of that. They played last year. Alabama won by 36. Now I know you could say, well, that's more of a reason for Liberty to cover this game. I'm not sure Liberty's as good as they were last year. Maybe a little bit better. I don't know. But maybe Alabama's not as good. But I think the problem is the styles, and also Alabama's coming off a loss. So I bet the shit out of the Roll Tide here. So I just think the pace, the way Bama plays, is tough for Liberty. The athleticism that Alabama has, which they're actually not as athletic as they were a year ago, but I still think it's going to be a problem for Liberty. I'm laying the points. What are you doing here?
I'm going against you. I'm taking the points. This is a spot Liberty gets up.
VA boys.
Hey, this is a spot Liberty gets up for, man. This is a spot Liberty gets up for. There, yes, I understand the difference in pace, but I think Liberty is going to understand that they're going into a hostile environment here, and they're not going to let Alabama run up and down the floor. I think that the transition defense is going to be really good, where they're going to stop Alabama, force them into half-court sets, and then they're going to make Alabama play Liberty basketball, slow that game down, and that's how Liberty gets this done. I'm rocking with Liberty plus 9.5. I think they make this a closer game. And hey, man, anything happens in these dry weeks in December with Christmas, New Year's, everybody trying to be around family. You're traveling a lot. You just want to kind of get this portion of the year over with, get into the new year, get into conference play. This could be a sleepy spot for Bama. This could be, especially coming off of well, they're not coming off a loss. They did play Eastern Kentucky after that. So it's like, all right, you got your get back against Eastern Kentucky. You got your get back against Eastern Kentucky where you blew them out the water. Now next is conference play. I don't know, man. I'm taking Liberty plus 9.5. I think this is a spot Alabama falls asleep at the wheel.
Now we got a problem.
Folks, we got a little battle here. All right? Give me Roll Tide. Roll Tide. How did I say that? How did I say that down there? Roll Tide. Terrell Ferber Jr. going with the Flaming Lips. Curious what you're doing in this. So we got a Magic Bird rematch. What, 50 years later, whatever I think they're both there though. They're honoring that. Indiana State is. Have you caught this Indiana State team this year? By the way,
I've heard really, really good things. I've caught a game or two, but I've heard really, really good things over the course of the year, and I've been watching them. I've kept my eye on them,
dude. Their guard play. I mean, I don't know. They got some guys that can light it up. I don't know where the fuck they came from because I don't remember them being that good last year, but I've been impressed. They're 11-1. Their one loss was Alabama. Now they head to East Lansing. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson going to be in the house allegedly.
Nah, you know who plays for Indiana State now?
Who's that?
The The guy from
So
Southern Indiana. Southern Indiana.
Southern
Uh,
Indiana.
yeah, he was a 15-point scorer. What's his name? What's that guy's name, bro? He
Uh,
he went from
was
Indiana to
Swope
Indiana
on
State. Yeah. It's
Swope?
Swope.
Yeah.
Swope. Yeah, 15-point scorer, Southern Indiana. Really like that. I knew it was somebody that they had got that I was like, there's a new add to this team, and he's why they're playing better. And look at him, he's averaging almost, I didn't even realize he's averaging almost 20 points per game. He's averaging 19 points per game. He made the
Dude,
jump. He
we've
made
had
the
him
jump
on.
and really played really, really well.
We've had him on at the studio, and multiple times we said, "Who the fuck is this team?" Because we were like, they have like 3 or 4 guys that can light it up.
Yeah.
I've been impressed with them. They're getting now. The line has come down a little bit overnight. This was at 9.5 or 10. I'm seeing 8.5 right now.
I got a guy that looks like he would do my taxes at center, averaging 16 points per game. Like,
yeah, classic Indiana college basketball player. Yeah, sounds like it. Michigan State, they've been hot lately. Tom Izzo seemed like he's turned a corner.
mm-hmm.
You know, they put it on Baylor. They covered the big number against Oakland and Stony Brook. I still think it's too many points. Give me Indiana State.
It's way too many points.
Yeah.
Lock this up. Lock this up.
Go.
Indiana State is going in here, and I think they're live to win this outright. This game is too big.
Yeah.
Indiana State breathes bird. Breathes
saying.
bird. When you on Indiana State basketball team, that's all they talk about. You have nothing else to talk about. This is what you talk about. Now they're having this season, this great season. Dog, they're getting up for this game.
I think they can win it outright. They could.
I think they do.
We saw JMU win it outright there.
They're absolutely getting up for this game. I'm all over Indiana State here, man. Like, this is no way they lose by more than 9. No way.
I got a juicy dog for you, but you're gonna hate it. I think.
Okay.
I think Gardner Webb is gonna beat VCU today, or at least cover the 12.5. Unless they have, why did that line go up overnight? They have injuries? No, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Gardner Webb's a solid team. I know you say like if you look at the record, see 5-9. They just lost at Akron in overtime. Covered the number for us. That was a ridiculous number. They're not a bad team. They beat Western Carolina, who's decent. They lost by 1 to Yale, who's decent. They covered against Arkansas and Baylor. Watch out. Gardner Webb's going to give them a game. Take the points. Sprinkle a little bit on the money line. I can see VCU being asleep here, thinking it's just an easy win.
I mean, Gardner Webb's pretty solid defensively, and
dude, they're better than their record. That's all I'm saying. Like that.
Yeah. They're definitely. I'll agree with that. They're better than their record. I don't think that this is a game that you should fall asleep at, but I still think that this VCU. I think VCU's starting to turn a corner defensively. I think they're starting to turn a corner defensively where they're really, really getting after it. And you're about to see some, not saying that it's going to be, the same old, Rhodes defense where they're holding teams under 70, under 60 all the time. Like, no, but it's a lot better. And I don't know if Gardner Webb offensively is going to be able to put up a bunch of points in this game. I like the under. I'll say that. I like the under. I think the game goes under. But I think I'm still going to take VCU minus 12.5. I just if Gardner Webb going to get to 60, 70? I don't know.
I think they can get to 60. I don't know about 70, but this is a fade Virginia day, buddy. With the exception of the Wahoos, I did take the Wahoos in. I'm taking Wake Forest minus 3.5 at home against Virginia Tech.
Okay,
you're close to the. You've watched a lot of Wake games. You think they can cover the 3.5? Are you going with your Hokies in Winston-Salem?
I don't know about in Winston-Salem. I think that's a lot to ask in the start of ACC play. They have been playing a lot better, but that's a little bit down the competition. Really, honestly, truly, that Louisville game sticks out like a sore thumb as like, wow. It was just ugly. I mean, you won the game, but you probably should have played a lot better than what you played. I don't know where this Virginia Tech team is at. I really don't know where they're at. And so I'm with you. I'll go ahead and I'm not going to trust them on the road to start ACC play. I'll take Wake Forest.
All right, and then there's another one. I know you're gonna see. I think I thought you'd hate a lot of my plays more, but it's only that the Liberty, Alabama.
Oh
game.
no, I absolutely hate your Liberty play. I absolutely hate the Liberty.
What about
play.
here? Because I'm gonna fade Shaka Smart here. They just blew out fucking Georgetown by 30. Creighton is coming off of an upset home loss on the day they retired the coach's son's jersey. Terrible. Villanova came there and won in overtime. Creighton now catching 4 at Marquette. These games have been wild over the years. This is on CBS. I think Creighton's going to win this on the money line. I think this. I know it's the Big East opener. Oh no, it's not for Marquette because they played Georgetown. Yeah.
They played Georgetown and they played Providence. They lost to Providence to kick off their opener and then went and dominated Georgetown. Now we're here.
So last year was 73-71. Marquette won. I think Creighton could get them. I just feel like the way Creighton plays, I'm going to ride Creighton. I've already bet this. And I also bet the money line. What are you doing here?
I hate when I go against Shaka because he always makes me regret it. It never fails when I go against him. He makes me regret it. But I do kind of like Creighton in this spot.
Yeah.
I hate getting Shaka as a favorite, especially a home favorite when expectations are on his side for him to get this done and he doesn't get it. And he, that's the thing about him. Whenever expectations has been on him, he's never achieved to the moment, but it's when nobody expects anything from him that he can get a team up. And so I hate when people see this Marquette team, see Shaka Smart coming, because when you see him coming, you know he's coming and you're ready for him. But when you don't see him coming, that's when he makes some noise. I kind of do like Creighton in this fight plus 3.5. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let's go. The chat is hilarious right now. They're talking about if I bring the soundboard to talk to my wife. Yeah, that ECU song. People don't know about that. You want to set the tone. Light a little candle. Play that ECU song. Get that saxophone going. I'm telling you, that works. It works. Doesn't you? You don't have to be from ECU to play that thing. All right. So check that out.
Some random person in freaking Australia or something. We believe in the Pirates.
Oh man, ECU. Right there.
What's ECU? I don't know, but it's provocative.
Yeah, but honey, do you hear that saxophone? It's fucking glorious, right? I locked up Western Kentucky minus 5.5. Well, it's I think I got it at 5, but it's 5.5 now against Abilene Christian. They're coming in. No one's talking about this Western Kentucky team. They're 10-3. I'm buying into this team, and I feel like the 3 losses were. We're in the beginning of the year because they were breaking in a brand new head coach because what's his name's gone, Stansbury. They lost I think the second game of the season to Wichita State, and then they were shitty towards the end of November, but they've turned a corner and with decent wins against Austin Peay, Wright State, Cal Baptist. I think they're gonna put Abilene Christian. Abilene Christian. I think people are thinking it's the old Abilene Christian.
Nah.
They're not as good anymore. Lay the 5.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you.
5.
I like this Western Kentucky team.
5.5, whatever the fuck.
They're winning 5 straight? They're winners of 5 straight?
Yeah.
6 straight, something like that.
That place gets lit too. UCLA is heading to Eugene, Oregon. I didn't bet this, but Mac and Noah have a battle here. Noah is on Oregon minus 7.5. Mac is on UCLA plus 7.5. I tend to lean to Noah here. I don't feel great about it, but I tend to lean to Noah's side there. I'm going to lay the 7.5. I watch UCLA a lot. I'm like fucking, I could drive to their campus in like 3 minutes here. Well, I mean, if there's no traffic, 3 minutes. I watch them a lot. I don't think they're very good this year. So
yeah, it hasn't felt like it. I've tried to get behind this team a lot in the past, and it just doesn't seem like this doesn't feel like a team that I want to get behind. I mean, what do they do well? Like, what do they do exceptionally well?
they call out the NIL collective very well. I mean, you know why we're losing? It's NIL. NIL. Our players, you know, they're not motivated. We're not buying. We don't have enough money to buy better players.
But what I will say, this is a spot where I've backed Oregon before and they've shit the bed.
No, I agree. Like Oregon's, especially with the way they've always been injured, but I'm still taking Oregon. Like I said, I didn't bet this mainly because of it, but it is a big time game.
I think I would take the points.
How do you feel about the Battle of Chicago? Chicago State's getting 7 at DePaul. We bet on Chicago State. They already beat Northwestern at Northwestern. You win this, and you're home.
When is the last time DePaul legitimately has been laying points against a team? Like not against like some, you know, D3, D2 school, or, you know, like an HBCU team, or I don't know, something like that. Like when is the last time DePaul legitly been laying points against somebody?
It's good.
No way.
Did they lay points against Louisville? No, I think Louisville laid points. I think Louisville laid 3, right?
It was DePaul -1. That's what I'm saying. It was only DePaul -1.5. Like there, you could have some -1.5s, -2s out there. Like 7.5.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Clark, I was living in Venice Beach for the past, I don't know, like 15 years. Now I just moved to a new place in Santa Monica. So now I'm over there on the north side. Kansas, Wichita State. This game's being played in Kansas City, Missouri. This line's at 12.5. This has gone up, I think 2 or 3 points since I'm on Wichita now. 12.5 is too much. What are you doing here?
I don't know. Is this not a Kansas? Is this not just a Kansas masterclass?
I thought so. And it was like 8, right? We were trying to figure out this line. 12.5. Big garbage time cover for Wichita. I don't know. It's a tough game. I do like Marshall -2.5.
Yeah. I guess I'll just take Kansas. I don't feel good about it.
I didn't bet this game, but I did bet this game. Marshall -2.5 against Louisiana. That's that far ass road trip in the Sun Belt. Hey, we're going to Huntington, West Virginia.
Yeah.
Marshall gets it done. -2.5. Also, how about this one? Maryland Eastern Shore is getting 17.5 at George Washington. George Washington laying 17. This is almost worse than the George Mason game here, because I think Eastern Shore is a little bit better than A&T. But I also think Mason is better than George Washington. This was a 5-point game a year ago. Why the fuck is it? I'm taking the 17.5. I will never lay set. Like, I don't even think in the heyday of G-Dub hoops with Shantae Rogers and shit, or Kwame Evans, I would not lay 17.5. Give me the points. Lock it up. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I like Maryland Eastern Shore here. The last couple of games, kind of they've been in them, and it just kind of got away from them a little bit. I think this is one where they can play a whole 40 minutes of basketball here against George Washington. So yeah, they lose this by single digits.
Dude, what do you think of this game? Well, you know, Wilmington won at Kentucky. They're getting 9.5 at Arkansas.
I really want to be on Wilmington, man.
I bet it. I bet with the points. I didn't bet the money line because I feel like Arkansas will not.
I mean, is Arkansas even really like? I mean, let's have a conversation. Is Arkansas good? Is Arkansas even good?
So here's the thing: Eric Musselman teams, I feel like in November and December always suck or they don't suck, but they struggle to find their identity because they add in so many transfers. It's hard to get a gauge on them. That's why I like Wilmington. I know it's late December because I do feel like they normally start getting their shit together in January and February. So they make a run in March. It seems like every year, but I like this Wilmington team. I went and saw them play last year. I just like this team. I'm I'm taking them in the points to cover.
Man, I don't. It's Arkansas. It's Arkansas. They did get a win against Duke. They have a win against Duke. They have a win against Duke. They have a win against Duke. I'm taking Arkansas. I'm taking Arkansas. I'm gonna talk myself into Arkansas. That was a huge win. Like that's just a huge win against Kentucky. Like you don't bounce back by beating Kentucky and then Arkansas.
Well, and it's bulletin board material. That was my fear. Was like Musselman's telling his team, "Hey, this team's good. They won at Kentucky."
Yeah, you don't know, bro. You don't beat Kentucky and Arkansas two SEC teams,
but they can cover. They can cover. Arkansas wins by 7.
I don't know. I'm going Arkansas.
I really like these next games. I don't know if you have any interest on these, but I like Austin Peay to cover the 20.5 against Memphis. Penny Hardaway and Memphis, I do think are much improved this year, but 20.5 this is an in-state battle. Austin Peay's been playing pretty good ball. I think it's a sleepy spot for Memphis. I've already bet the 20.5. You know, I think it's a great play. I also loaded up on Montana minus 4.5 against a shitty Idaho State team. Montana's coming off a blowout loss to Weber, but they're actually pretty decent. And then there's West Virginia. The number's too big for me here. Ohio State is laying 9.5 for 10. Look, I know you could think that he might have sprinkled fairy dust on me, Mac, with his West Virginia play, but I actually buy into it because they benefited the most from the waivers, from the NCAA ruling. Getting Raekwon Battle, getting Kirk Krishna, all those players were huge. Farrakhan from EMU, I think that is enough where the talent is kind of even now.
I think take on the money line.
Yeah, I do too. And this is not even in Columbus. This is in Cleveland.
Because they need this, but they need this game. They need this game. So you think about how their season has started, and people were ready to write this team off. They're terrible, one of the worst Power Fives. Don't need to play them, don't back them, anything like that. Now you're thinking about March. You're thinking about March. When you play these out of conference games, you're thinking about March. How can I position myself for March? They need this win. They need this win in the worst of ways. I think it is a sleepy spot in the middle of Christmas and New Year's for Ohio State, whereas you got a West Virginia team that is hungry and they know that for their chance in March, they need a marquee win. This is it. This is the chance. I say we take it.
Yeah, let's go. Dub V, money line play. Let's fucking go.
Morgantown, you'll always be home sweet home to me.
Oh man, that song's heat. What do we got? Florida Gulf Coast. Florida Atlantic doing battle. Florida Atlantic's off of the Arizona win. Florida Gulf Coast. I think they suck ass. I think Florida Atlantic's going to drill them. I think we should bet. We should lay the number. I know it's a little brother angle, but I think Florida Gulf Coast is trash. I'm laying the 16.5 with FAU.
Well, okay, it's a little brother angle, and you have FAU, who is coming off of a double overtime win against Arizona.
But hold on. Florida Gulf Coast needed a buzzer beater 3 against Florida Memorial in overtime.
Yes.
And I don't know if you saw this highlight. The 3 hit by a player who has not scored this season. He hit the front end of the rim. It bounced up in the air, and then off the backboard and in to win the fucking game. The FAU's gonna drill them. FAU's gonna drill them. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I was just devil's advocate. It's because it's some 90% of the money on Florida Atlantic today. I had to play devil's advocate.
Shit. I love little brother shit, but I just don't know that they're good enough here. Like I've been watching golf. I've lost a lot of money on Gulf Coast this year. Out the gates, I was like, oh, they're gonna play with some of these teams. No, but we'll see. Maybe I'm full of shit here. I don't know. I like UC Santa Barbara to bounce back against Riverside. I like Grand Canyon to lay it on La Tech. Trying to think what are the next big games. USC is at Oregon State. They just got worked by Oregon. I think it's a get right spot for USC. This Ronnie James, This USC Trojan team, Boogie Ellis. Let's lay the 8.5 with USC and Corvallis. What do you think about that play? Oregon State's terrible. I'm gonna be honest. They're terrible.
Yeah, they are, but
yeah,
they are. But we're okay. USC might. Maybe I'm not giving USC enough credit. USC might like 8.5 sounds crazy.
This is a get right spot for him, man. It's a get right spot for him. I see Clark's on it. I'm on it too, Clark. I think we should load up. I think they're gonna win by double digits.
Okay. Okay. I'll get behind it. On the road, this is a true road game too.
Yeah. So that is most of the big time games.
Oregon State's not that good.
No, they're terrible. They're actually fool's gold. Their record is lying to you.
Yeah,
I'm serious. Like I've watched.
I didn't realize that they were 8-4. I thought they were worse. I thought both of these teams were like 500.
Well, I mean, dude, if you look at some of these wins, like a 1-point win against a terrible UTSA squad, you know, a 3-point win against a Utah Valley team that's not. Everyone thinks it's Utah Valley from last year. It's not. They lost their coach and their players. 7-point win against Cal Poly. I think that game, if memory serves me correct, that might have been double overtime against Cal Poly. They're fool's gold. USC is going to drill them. Let's go. Load up. I think that's all I got as far as. Do I have a few other smaller plays? I kind of like New Mexico State at home. Yeah. Oh, let's take Old Dominion. South Alabama's at Old Dominion. Here's a Virginia play for you. They're doing it for coach. Their coach had a heart attack.
Sorry, Alfred.
In Hawaii. They're coming back. I don't think the South Alabama team's any good. ODU's laying 4. I think we lay it with ODU.
Yeah, I like ODU.
And I also like Hofstra against Rick Pitino and St. John's. St. John's. That game's tipping off like right now, though. You want to get that bet in like literally right fucking now. Yeah. Chris Ledlam is out for St. John's, so I think they cover the 8.5 or 9. St. John's probably wins by 5 or 6. Speedy Claxton gets the cover. Folks, that's our show.
Yeah. You hit on everything I want to talk about.
I mean, I'm trying to think if there's a fade Virginia parlay out there of North Carolina A&T.
I wouldn't take it. Oh, I'll take that one.
North Carolina A&T, Gardner Webb, Alabama parlay. I know you're not on the Bama one. Hold on. So what else can I do?
You could do Wake.
Yeah, add Wake to that. Let's go.
I get behind Wake.
Let's fucking go, folks. Give Terrell Furman a follow on Twitter at @reallyrail__. Terrell always does great work. Check out all of his podcasts. All right, NBA Gambling Podcast, WNBA Gambling Podcast. Follow him on Twitter. All that good stuff. I'm on Twitter at @TheColbyD. College Basketball Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Give us a follow on YouTube, youtube.com/The College Experience. Also like the fucking video, you asshole. 78 people watching right now. All right. Check it out. And do all that good stuff, folks. I want to wish everyone out there a happy new year. Hope this year's your best year yet. And,
I'll see y'all in the SGPN New Year's Eve live stream. I'll pop in there one time or two.
Yes, let's go. Check out that 12:30 tomorrow, folks. Until then, all right. This is the College Basketball Experience. You better start thinking about yours, and we are out of here.
I feel like there are veterans that are older than me, and I feel like I'm on my way to that. But I feel like, if some of the new guys look at me as something they weigh, then that just shows weakness in their character. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I looked at it like I gotta break down my own walls. I gotta get there on my own. I gotta take mine.
Leave me alone. I'm in my zone. Don't wanna talk to you. I'll get there on my own. Leave me alone. I'm in my zone. Don't wanna talk to you. I'll get there on my own. Check it. 2012, the game's changed, no shells. Digi airwaves transport to brain cells. YouTube hits were traded in for sales, but record labels still fall for anything that sells. Indie lifestyle till I die or all else fails. I know I ain't the only one because of y'all out there. Listen up, I'm splitting tongues while y'all split hands. If defining was undefinable, then I'd fit there. Got hate over my game, doggy, I don't care. I'm in my own lane, ain't nobody else out here. I got no shame, I'ma say the way I feel. And if you don't like it, fuck it, that's the way I feel. Separate the fake, I only roll with the real. The message ain't in hate, I ain't trying to lessen appeal. Y'all can flake if you wanna, I ain't stressing for real. Regardless, yo, I'm still gonna be here.